Okay, so we actually need to start speaking to each other English now.
In English, yes.
In in
So the
English.
way it started, back to the beginning.
Do you know how crazy that is? There was a time we interacted with each other solely in English, and we both literally tried to figure out, is this person English? Are they
No, there
not?
was the one time I straight up asked you and you just ignored me. So I was just
When
like,
was
okay.
this?
I asked you, I was like, are you Afrikaans? You have an Afrikaans accent. And you just moved on to the point of business. I was like, okay, business it is in English.
Was this during Slack?
It was, it was.
Oh
I
my
believe
god.
you reached out to me about our lovely dearest Clive.
We should actually thank Clive. I think if it wasn't for Clive, we wouldn't have started talking as much as we did.
I think that's true because before then it would be like, and I feel so guilty about it, but I would never say, how are you? I would say, I hope you're well. I need this.
Yes. Hi. I hope this email finds you well.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
No, no, don't say sorry, because I was also like that. Because I'm thinking to myself, well, we don't really talk that much, so we don't really have a rapport. Because I think when I was in CS, we never really had a need to talk to each other that often, though.
I don't think so. I think it would only be if, like, either of us picked up a call that was meant for the other.
That was it. That's why, like, how do you interact with this person? It was like, Mignon, we we used to say hi. I picked up this call for you, and now there's this guy who wants to speak to you, Clive. Oh, I love Clive.
Uh, Clive is like a grandpa. You just want him to adopt you, tell you all of his
And
stories of the UK CIA.
probably he's like one of the favorite sales calls I ever had. He was just immediately a delight to speak to. I was like, this is my guy.
I need to share it with you, but last year, Christmas, while I was still with the other company where I was Clive's account manager, his wife actually sent me this digital Christmas card, and I wasn't expecting it, but
Wow.
yeah, it was really sweet. The idea was really sweet, but when you're not expecting it and you open up an email and all of a sudden you've got Christmas carols,
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's you
it it was something.
know what?
But then
There's
also
something
keeping in
about it.
mind that they're Mhm.
Now keeping in mind.
Keeping in mind that Clive and his wife aren't the youngest anymore. So I was quite impressed.
So this piggybacking off of that, I remember when I used to sell bonitas to people. So I was like a
Yeah.
salesman for the medical aid, and there was this elderly couple that I interacted with over the phone, and they liked me so much they said, "No, we don't want to do our medical aid over the phone. We want to come see you." So
Oh,
I was in a
wow.
call center back then, right? So I went to my boss like, "Listen, can I book out the boardroom?" And they're like, "Why?" And like, "No,
Business, that's why.
I have a client coming to see me." Like, "Yeah, at the office." Like, "Yes. Why else would we have an office?" And the lady was, I'm not going to disclose their names, but the lady was quite sick, and she needed a medical aid that can cover her specific needs because I think she
No,
had cancer, and her
no.
husband said, "Well, the medical aid that they're on is just currently not cutting it. What can I help them with?" And I
Yeah.
walked through every single one of the packages with them, like every single. I explained in all detail all of the illnesses and everything that it covers, what it doesn't cover, and I was open and honest about it. Like, listen, this doesn't cover if you guys want to do hips. And
Yeah.
but the moral of the story is, I was the only person in the whole entire call center who received a gift every December from these people. They sent me one of
Oh.
those Italian cakes, Italian sponge
Oh,
cakes,
wow.
and
Nice.
yeah, and I was one of, and it was, I don't know, there's something about it where you're like, if you provided a service for someone and they're thankful for it,
Yeah.
that kind of made me enjoy the job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But do you think that is something that is like some, I want to almost say like a dying thing to do? Only the older generation would do that. Younger people would be like, they're so rushed in their day to day life. It's just about getting what I need to do and moving on. I don't really care or see you as a human being. I need the service. Definitely not coming into your
But
office.
but also from the other perspective, I don't think, um, not from the consumer, but from the actual the occupation itself perspective. If you think about it, everybody's just, hi, Mr. or Mrs. I'm selling you this product. Would you like it? Yes or no? Robotic. No one in sales lately, if you get a phone call, you're like, ugh, because it's going to be
Yeah.
robotic. No one goes through that extra amount of effort in their jobs to physically sell anymore either. I mean, even if you go into the shops, a lot of the shop attendants are on their phones. They're not passionate about selling shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I did some sales work, nothing in this manner, but just as a sales assistant. So you're literally in the shop selling whatever you're selling, and the shop was like a sweetie shop. But it wasn't your traditional sweets. It was like these craft specialty things, and primarily it was
Craft
down to chocolates
sweets.
and nuts. It was. Have you ever had a rosewater scented chocolate?
Never in my life.
Well, there you go. So it was this, not
Amazing.
this normal sweets, but these, and they were all handcrafted, absolutely beautiful pieces of art that you could eat. But I used to compare us to Oompa Loompas because everything on this place, everything in this place was made out of glass, and a big part of their selling point was the fact that you can see whichever person was busy making whatever product they were going to
Oh,
sell. So
wow.
I worked in the, it was called the sweetie room, and they would watch us roast the nuts, they would watch us do the chocolates. Just across the hall you'd go to the butcher where they have this room made out of Himalayan salt bricks, and they're hanging the meat there, dry aging them. You'd go to the cheese room and you'll watch them make cheese by hand. So it's wonderful, and the idea is absolutely amazing. But as an employee, you feel like an Oompa Loompa because everything is glass, and
all
these
of these,
people are
all,
watching you.
all of this
Oh,
Augustus Gloop looking motherfuckers staring at you making chocolate truly through the window.
all we needed to do was start singing and dancing. But other than that, I
Oompa
felt like
Loompa Dee Day.
yes, but
You guys,
the
did you
big craft
did
of
you guys have
selling there
matching?
as well was we
Did you
did
guys wear matching
actually.
uniforms?
We did. We had these little aprons with our names on it, and like each
No.
different shop had a different color apron.
Yes, okay,
I'm,
I get it. You
I'm not.
guys were real life Oompa Loompas.
I'm not going to say what the place's name was, but absolutely stunning place to work, and I highly recommend it to people. But not as an employee.
Okay, so you were talking about the selling. Sorry, the Oompa Loompa matching uniforms
um,
just cracked me up. Okay, you were talking about the
um,
selling.
a big part of the selling was, you're not just allowed to stand there and expect the people just to come and buy. You had to sell the product. So you had to speak to them and tell them about everything that's happening. But what made it so lovely, and I don't think it's for everybody, but if you have a natural passion for nature, then you would excel in the job, because everything in there was from farm to table. So everything they grew on the farm, and then they make these things with it. And what kept it so exciting is literally every month this place has a new theme, the entire place. So October, I remember specifically because then everything had pumpkins in it. You'd have pumpkin chocolate, you do pumpkin seed brittles, you do pumpkin bread in the farm shop, and
Seasonal
every
stuff, everything is fresh.
yeah. So selling it was always so exciting. It's not the same thing every single day, over and over and over, like you do have in your typical sales job. Um, but in the end, the Oompa Loompa got to me, and I was like, no, time to move on.
Was there anyone who actually sang the Oompa Loompa song while working there?
No, I was the only one that made the connection. And when I told my colleagues about it, they never thought I was very funny. They just kind of told me to
Oh
be
wow,
quiet and do the job.
they were serious. They were serious about being Oompa Loompas,
Oh, they knew Willy Wonka was watching them. They had to get down and do the
and
work.
all of the hungry children with their noses pressed against the windshield.
You're joking about it, but like I said, everything was made out of glass, so you'd be cleaning up those glass fingerprints quite
You
often.
just see nose and tongue prints against the wall, window.
It was worse when I was working in an ice cream shop. There you get those fingerprints in the noses all the time.
Oh, ice cream. What did you do in the ice
That
cream
was
shop?
the I sold ice cream. But how do you ever have a bad day at work if you are selling ice cream? Like, has anyone ever given you ice cream while they were upset?
People generally give me ice cream when I'm upset.
No, not when you're upset, when they're upset. Have you ever had
Oh
someone
no,
sell
people
ice cream
normally
to
have
you
a
while
whale of a time. Whale of a time.
they're. Oh, that's right. You chased down the ice cream man.
I chase the ice cream man.
I can hear the ice cream man, but he never comes down my street. So I just listen to the
I
song.
think my I think my ice cream man is avoiding me right now.
How many people do you have at your service delivering food or
What?
anything edible?
Why? Why are we? Why am I on trial here?
You're not on trial. We're talking about all of the services that's there, you know? You were
Okay,
talking
so
about
I've
selling
got a.
medical aid.
Now you want to know who's at service to me?
Yes.
Okay, so um, just so you guys know, I live alone mostly, and I'm too lazy to cook just for myself because it's like you spend an hour cooking and then you eat 10 minutes and then you've got 20 minutes worth of dishes to wash and then you eat the same thing for 3 days in a row and it's expensive, you know. So I found this lady who cooks homemade meals and she sells them, and she sends me a menu every single Monday, and every single menu item is all of them are $75, and it's stuff like
That's not bad.
lasagna, fresh. Yeah, it's nice foods, it's healthy meals, so you can choose a healthy option, or you get a cheat day option where you can have a burger or a pizza. She makes it all, and she gets her her beautiful grandson looking guy to come and deliver it.
Her beautiful grandson looking guy.
Yes. I may or may not be her grandson. I don't know.
So he's beautiful looking, but you don't know if he's her grandson, maybe her son, maybe I don't know,
Maybe
her
just a
personal
guy
little
working for her,
her
delivery
personal
guy.
Oompa Loompa.
She's her personal Oompa Loompa. and then
Yeah.
I've got a cookie guy, and those are the only two people I have to at my service.
Not too long ago, we spoke about the ice cream man who's now avoiding you.
Oh, oh my god! But he drives past my house every day because I live close to a school. So when I
Mm.
hear him, I run out, and but it usually, as you know, with our job, I'm either on a call or I'm slacking someone in idle or whatever. And then when he drives past my house, I'm like, I gotta go. I don't care who I'm talking to. And then I would run out, and then he's past my house, and then I would literally like run. He would make. I think he does it on purpose. He makes me run for about a block before he stops, and
Makes
then
you
I get
work
ice
for
cream
that
from
ice
him.
cream.
Yes, fucker.
So you
Yeah.
have the food lady with the beautiful grandson person.
Yes.
You have the cookie
Cooking guy.
guy who who brings these huge chocolatey. I don't even want to call them cookies because they're huge. Like
Mm.
they should not be that big, but they're delicious. Absolutely
Yeah, the
delicious.
Romany cream, and he sets up a little stall close by my house, at the strip mall, and
Okay.
usually when I'm on lunch, he is packing up, so I have to like kind of try and sneak out a little bit before lunch, and he only gets there on Fridays. So and then he said because I live close by, on Fridays he will just I should just give him a call and then he would deliver at my house on his way home. And that's just convenient for both of us. He gets business and I get delicious cookies.
Well, there we go. Sounds like you are sorted with the food front.
Well, I hope so. I might be getting obese because of my cookie obsession, and yeah, I'm worried about my food lady. I don't know. I haven't heard from her in a while.
Maybe you should reach out to her.
I'll send her a Christmas gift card, message,
That's really
voice note.
sweet. You just went all the way from gift to voice note. Oh, you started out so strong, so sweet.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's gonna be weird.
It's going to be weird if you mention her beautiful grandson. That's going to make it weird.
Like, what's Adonis doing now lately? I don't even know what his real name is.
You get back to her and she's like, "No, what do you mean? That's my man."
That's my husband.
It'll give you a whole new perspective on life.
I
You
would,
know that
I would, I
yeah.
would respect her so much if that. I would respect her so much if that's her husband. I'm like, hell yeah.
There is that saying that says the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That would
Mm,
prove it, undoubtedly.
oh my god, 100%. I would make love to this food.
I thought you were going to say the lady.
Ah, but uh, on your front, I'm changing the subject away from
I
all my
see. I
food
see.
slaves. Mignon makes her own yogurt.
I do, but I need to use yogurt to make yogurt.
Oh no! It's not the chicken and the egg situation. It's the egg and the egg situation.
It's yogurt inception, is what it is.
Mm. So how do you how do you make your yogurt? So you start off with just
I've been
yogurt and you add yogurt.
yeah, yeah. You start off with some yogurt and you add some yogurt, and then you've got yogurt.
Uh,
Uh, Obviously. Um, so I've tweaked my recipe a little bit since you got to try the yogurt.
okay. What's happening there?
It's been a journey. So I don't know if you can remember, but the very first batch of yogurt I made turned out to be drinking yogurt. So that was a complete
Yeah.
fail. Um, and then the
How'd it
batch I
taste
made
though?
after that, it was good. It was good. It tasted like drinking yogurt. So I added some honey and I gave it a good mix, and that made it even more watery. Um, and then I
Mm.
had honey flavored yogurt, drinking yogurt.
Okay.
So that was
Yogi
good,
said.
but it wasn't the aim. It was not the aim. If I wanted
Mm.
drinking yogurt, then I don't know. It wasn't the goal. So I tried again. I persevered. And I was like, okay, what am I
Okay.
doing different so that I do not have to go and buy a yogurt maker? Because if I'm going to do that, I might as well just keep buying the yogurt. And
What the hell does a
so
yogurt maker look like?
um it kind of just looks almost like, I don't want to say air fryer vibes, but also it's just a thing. Essentially, it just
So you
warms
just take
up.
some yogurt and you put it in the air fryer, then you got yogurt.
I wonder actually if that would work, but it must be a very low consistent warmth, because they say you can use the oven, but who in today's age has the electricity to do that? Because this lady said leave it in the oven overnight. I said absolutely
What are
not.
you fucking cooked?
Exactly. So no. And then I tried just putting it on the stove straight. And if you add too much
Okay.
heat, it makes the texture grainy. So that was a no as well, because that's just weird. Yogurt should not be grainy. Um,
Yeah.
and then I thought, okay, what about I try a Bain Marine style of heating it up?
What's that?
Um, Essentially, you don't add direct heat to it, but whatever you're trying to warm up, you warm up through putting it in a container and putting that container in hot water.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So now I start off with some milk, and then you heat the milk up until it just starts making tiny little bubbles, and then you switch the heat off and you leave it off up until you can comfortably put your pinky in there for 5 seconds. My
Damn.
goal was to do this without having to purchase any equipment. So whatever you have in your kitchen, which I have the
Can
bare
be
necessities,
so it
is
can
what
be
I
a
was going to
butter
use.
tub.
It could be. It could be. I use a pot, but the reason I use a pot is because when you put the hot water around it, then the steel from the
Oh yeah,
pot
pot.
stays warmer for longer.
Sorry. Sorry, I was just
What?
thinking prehistoric Neanderthal cooking. Excuse me.
Wow, you've been in my kitchen. Was there any Neanderthal equipment there?
No, I'm just thinking of what I have to my disposal. So excuse me. I'm like, oh wow, yeah, other people have pots, Kyle.
Of course. So I put the milk in the pot, warm up the milk. Once the milk has cooled down enough, but not too much, I mix in a half a cup of yogurt, because you want the live cultures within the yogurt. And you're going to put
Mm.
that into the milk, and by keeping it nice and cozy, the cultures will essentially multiply. But if you think about it that way, it sounds gross.
Yeah, like yeah, let's all just glaze over the fact that yogurt is just all bacteria, guys.
Yeah. Moving on swiftly. So
Yes.
every let's say 2 to 3 hours, I will swap out the water. Or I put the pot inside a bigger container, and that's where I put the hot water in. And then I'll just swap out for hot water, and I essentially do this throughout my working day. So I'll start just before 11, and by the time I finish at 8 the night, the yogurt is done.
But yogurt,
um,
no way.
and then you've got yogurt. So you started out with your liquid milk, and then at the end, it kind of has like a jelly consistency. If you shake the pot a little bit, it just jiggles.
Do you think you'll be able to do it with like a chafing dish. You know, it's like a those chafing dish heaters is like this little candle that they put underneath the chafing dishes. Do you think you can use
Mm-hmm.
one of those candles underneath the pot?
I think the only concern there is that you'd have concentrated heat on one spot, so it might just get too warm there in the one spot, and then you end up with
Oh, okay.
grainy yogurt. Yeah.
Yuck, yuck.
Um, and then I put the yogurt in the fridge overnight, and by the next day, it's good. What I've changed though is where I used to think it's thick enough and then put it in the fridge. I've now decided to add another cycle of hot water to it, because the consistency is just a little bit thicker, um, than what it previously
How much
was.
yogurt?
Because
How much yogurt do you get out of a batch like this?
I use 1 liter of milk and I can fill a kilo tub of yogurt.
What?
Yes. And I
That's
love yogurt. I
epic.
have yogurt every day. So I go through a lot.
How much liters of yogurt goes inside of your body every day?
Not every day. I would probably go through one of those kilo tubs in about 3 to 4 days.
You know, like 250 grams of yogurt a day in a week.
Yeah, yeah. I would go into how I like putting banana with the yogurt, but
Oh,
I'm not
yuck.
going to do that to you.
So, okay, wait. No, no, it's fine. You put banana and honey in yogurt.
Yes, the honey is an absolute must. I love honey.
You should probably. Have you ever drank mead?
I have not.
I think you'll like it though. It's
What
it's
is it
made out
exactly?
of honey. It's honey
Oh,
beer.
oh,
So it's beer. It's like instead of like certain malts and grains, it uses honey for the fermenting process. So
I see.
it's. I used to drink. Well, I've got a friend who makes mead, and he he gave me a bottle of Nightshade mead. I'm like,
Mhm.
what are you even telling me? Mead made out of nightshade berries. Wow. And I drank that stuff like a sippy whiskey. I mean, I don't drink usually, but just like having a little bit every night before, like a meal, that was amazing.
Mhm. That sounds interesting. When you do say it's like a beer, though, then automatically my brain does this thing where a beer is like eating an entire loaf of bread, and one should not do
Exactly. So
that.
that's why, exactly. And I don't, and I don't drink. So I just have enough to sip on it like a whiskey,
I see. I
with
see.
some ice. But yeah, no, I'm not a big beer person. I used to. What was your when you went out partying? What was your drink of choice?
It would be dependent on whether or not I was driving. If I was driving, I would literally just have
No,
one or
no holds
two
barred.
Savanas.
No holds barred. Mignon's going out. Get fucked. What was that?
No. um, I do enjoy gin and tonic. I love bitter, strong tastes. So I'm not one for a fruity drink or something to that effect. I do like bitter, strong tastes. So I would enjoy a gin and tonic, but I think I have like a half a bottle of tonic that's been standing in my cupboard for more than a year. I don't think that's good anymore. I'm not tonic. I mean gin.
I don't know how gin works.
It's an acquired taste. A lot of people don't like it.
I
It's
used to
not too
drink. I used to
pleasant.
drink Gordon's gin and dry lemon. That was my drink for a
Okay.
long while.
I do enjoy dry lemon.
Dry lemon. I started drinking just dry lemon after that. Just in remnants of my gin days.
Drink the dry lemon and be like, yes, I remember this.
Mm,
But
I
why am
used
I
to be so
remembering this?
stupid.
I've never been a big drinker. I've never been someone who goes out a lot. So I usually have one or two drinks. I can count the number of times I've had too much to drink on one hand, and I don't think of any
What?
of those times fondly. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, I think the first time was at a friend of mine's 18th birthday party. It was horrible. It was the first time I ever had a hangover in my life. I laid there in her bed the next morning, regretting every decision I've ever made.
Time.
I just remember everything spinning, and I did not like that. So I'm cautious when it comes
How old were
to
you?
alcohol. I was 18 at the time. My birthday's really early in the year, so I turned 18 before most other people when they were still 17. Um, but they were drinking since they were like 12, not me. But to this day,
I
it's
love
not
how
something I
every
really
single
enjoy.
I love how every single adult, the number if you refer to any kid is 12. What are you like 12?
Well, you can't go younger than 12, and it's just weird. And once you go older, they're not a kid anymore.
Exactly. So in your teenager you think, ah, teenagers. So 12 is a good one. I like it.
Yeah, 12 is the child.
I'm trying to imagine what were you like when you were 12?
Um, you've seen that photo of me in the Scouts outfit, right?
Ah, was that when you were 12?
I don't think, how old was I there? I think I was like in the sixth grade. That's around 12, is it not?
Tell me what you did in the scouts.
It was strange. There were these two buildings next to each other. The one was the Scouts, and the other was die Voortrekkers, which is
Die
exactly the same thing.
voortrekkers. Die
But
souties moet op 'n ander plek gaan hierdie kak doen.
they did not like one another. The Afrikaans did not
That's
speak to the English. We never did any activities together, and it was strange because I was in an Afrikaans class. So my classmates were there in the Voortrekkers, but I was raised English. I was there in the Scouts. I
what
was horrible at it.
did the
I was bad.
scouts and the voortrekkers ever get in some sort of turf war or something? I can only imagine shit like that happening.
I don't know. Not I wasn't there for very long. I think I had like one or two patches, and one of which was just a participation patch.
Wow. No.
But
What was the other patch?
I, I, w- I started with learning all of those little knots that you had to do.
Mhm.
I
So you
can't
know how to make a
remember a
bowline?
single one. I can't. Nothing. Not a
Ooh.
thing.
It's
I
'cause
should
those
add it to my
Afrikaans kids were a
list.
bunch of bullies.
Um, the English kids weren't much better. I'm not gonna lie.
Kids are horrible though.
Bloody 12-year-olds.
12.
But
The
kids are mean.
number of Satan.
Kids suck.
I just think the ability their kids have got no filter. They just live. That's what makes them so interesting to me.
It's also what makes them so hurtful. The fact that they don't think about what's coming out of those little mouths of theirs.
It's
They
amazing.
don't think of the consequences.
I wish I could do that.
As an adult, you do wish you could do that, but then at the same time, as an adult, don't you lie awake after any kind of social gathering and regret every word that came out of your mouth?
Yeah, and then I'm like, yes, I should have just said what I needed to say and leave.
I should have not said anything at all. I should have just kept quiet because now I have to live with what I said. And the funny thing is nobody else cares. Other people
I know.
they don't remember what you say. They really don't care because they're lying awake thinking about what they said.
We're just all a bunch of brains lying in bed at night thinking about what we said that day.
I don't think I'd go as far as to say we're a bunch of brains, but definitely a
We're
pile of
all just a bunch
anxiety.
of brains. We're all just a bunch of brains laying at night thinking about what we said that day.
The image I'm getting right now is what your
Just a
brain
brain with a
attached.
nervous system.
Exactly, that's the one. Now imagine that laying in bed.
We're basically that with a meat sack around it.
We've got some bones as well.
But we're just those. That's us. That nervous system of the brain. That's who you are. You just have got this
Yeah.
robot body that you can control.
If it were a robot body, I would ask for better knees. My knees are no good.
If it was a robot body, I would ask for a brand new motherboard.
But you can't. There's certain
Kind
parts you
of
can't replace. Yeah.
like like your brain. Like mine's an asshole.
Oh my
Mine hates
goodness.
me.
My brain absolutely hates me. So mean to me every single day. But I have been trying to do this thing. And you know how, like, I absolutely enjoy going for walks. It's one of my favorite things. And it normally always makes me feel better. Not every single
Mm.
time, but it's usually a go-to. I'll lay in bed in the morning. I won't want to go for a walk. I'll reluctantly get up and go purely for my dog, but then when I'm back, I'm so happy that I went because I've gotten out of bed, I've gotten dressed, brushed my teeth. I'm 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 ready for the day now. I've gotten some sunshine. It's good. Um, I have decided that whenever I don't want to do something, I'm going to ask myself one question, and my following action will be based on the answer. And it's always the same question: is this good for
What
my
is it?
brain? Is
Ah,
this good for my brain? Is this the best thing for my brain? So when I'm done working and all I want to do now is lay in bed and doom scroll TikTok for the next 3 hours before I fall asleep, is that good for your brain? No, it's not. I'm
no.
gonna see some content that's gonna probably upset me, and I'm gonna overthink my life choices, and it's not gonna be a good time. So that rabbit hole isn't good for my brain. What should I rather do? Something else, anything else. Tonight I decided to doodle a bit, which it's good. There's no negativity involved in that. um this
And
morning
it's
I
something
really
that you're
did not.
doing for you. It's something that you're doing that you enjoy, that you've always enjoyed. It's not doom scrolling and consuming, you're producing. You're actively
Yeah.
thinking, you're practicing something, you're actually making your brain also work a little bit.
Hmm. And something I'm very very grateful for you is the motivation to learn new things. I have this horrible habit of, if I'm not absolutely perfect at it immediately, I'm not going to do it, because the whole learning experience, it's embarrassing. I'm not going to do it. And you've encouraged me through so many different ways to just learn new things. And the goal isn't to be perfect, the goal is to learn. So it's about a new perspective in many things, but at the same time, is it good for my brain? And absolutely, it is. Our brains are all deteriorating at a rapid pace, and it's very important to keep learning new things, even if it's something small, and not just wasting away staring into a screen. Specifically because my job is staring into a screen all day, I should actively
Yeah,
avoid that anytime I'm not working.
that's how I thought about it because I don't want to replace one screen with another screen and then my whole day
Exactly.
has just been screens.
Exactly. I'm already walking around with glasses on my face, and staring into screens is not helping that either.
Exactly. But also, I think to me, it's I want my body and my mind to work together. So it's really
Hmm.
important for me to keep my body in a very good your meat sack for your nervous system. And I want to still the more active you are, the more you look after your body. It motivates your brain to also keep going at the same time because I feel
Yeah.
if you just lump away and you don't do anything, learning is one if you're actively physically doing something learning, but I think exercise along with that will
Hmm.
add so much more years into your life.
It does. It does. I do feel though that with anything, you shouldn't overdo it though. I've heard of so many people, and I've seen so many people who lead these extremely active lives. They push themselves all the time, and once they're too old to keep that up, their body deteriorates so quickly, so quickly. So
Rapidly.
yeah. So I've always been cautious on don't overdo it. Like whatever you're doing now, you need to be
Take
able
it
to do when you're
easy.
50. Yeah. So my main form of exercise is the walks. I think it's very good not only for my body but also for my mind. I've mentioned my knees aren't great. They've never been great. I was born with these
Walking is the
horrible
ultimate
knees.
double whammy. It's the ultimate double
Why
whammy because it's
why double
meditation
whammy?
combined with exercise. Meditation
Ah,
and
yes.
exercise. It's that balance that we're talking about. It's the ultimate balance. You're not doing anything in a rapid pace. You're not. One thing
Yeah.
I hate about the gym culture is you need to work every single day and bust your ass off. And it's such a. I understand the motivation on it behind it, but also it's such
Yeah.
a really intense way to talk to yourself. You know,
Yeah.
And like you mentioned earlier, is it good for me? Yes, it's good for me to walk in nature. I'm hiking 10Ks or 7Ks. It's very good for my body and my brain because my brain is thinking. I'm not staring at a screen. I'm seeing something that I don't see, and then I'm in nature. Fuck yeah. It's not
Exactly.
in a gym,
Exactly.
people blasting massive music to each other and everybody measuring how thick their thighs are. I mean, come on.
Thick thighs and pretty eyes.
Yeah, fucking stop it.
I'm sorry. I'll
Because
keep
I
that to
get it.
myself.
I know. No, no, I'm saying like, for instance, you like stop it. It's easy. Um, stand there and you see this guy's like, yo, one day you'll be like this. Like, no, dude, I just want to listen to some music on the treadmill, man.
I'm just here to get my
Like,
steps in.
yeah, dude, relax, chill.
Oh, it is insane how far some people take it. I've seen a couple of videos where they take that pre-workout powder and they just put it
Mm,
in their mouth dry.
full on
How
beast
much do
mode.
you how much do you hate yourself? As if the rigorous gym session that lies ahead isn't bad enough. You are now going to torture yourself even further by swallowing that dry pre-workout.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna go home and kick your dog and smack your wife around.
Oh my goodness. We've just gone from pre-workout to steroid abuse really quick.
Sorry to everybody that gyms out there.
No hate on anybody that gyms. There's a specific kind, and pretty sure even those people who religiously go to the gym and work really, really hard for the body that they have and the health that comes with it, you do get those that just absolutely abuse it and give everybody a bad name.
Yeah, exactly. Like for instance, those guys would I would sit in the locker room, busy putting on my pants, and then he would just straight up put his foot on the bench next to me, and there I just see Wang in my face. It's like, dude, is this really necessary? I mean, I'm just sitting here minding my own business, and you're just over here trying to somehow intimidate me with your dick.
What do you think is the thought process before
I
doing
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
it?
I've never been there. I'm
have
one of
you
those guys
have
who
you ever
still
just
I'm one of those guys who still has my towel around me and put my underpants on, and then I can still walk around like at least have my underpants on. You know?
oh. I think in that sense, men and women differ quite a lot. For some reason, women are just really comfortable around one another. Like you don't think twice about taking your clothes off, and you never feel, I don't know, that you're being gawped at or something. Sure, we give each other compliments, and it's meant
Yeah,
out of a
nice
good
boobs.
place.
High five.
No, we don't high five. That's weird.
Yeah, nice teeth, John.
No, it's said in a better way than that. It's like, oh my goodness, you're so pretty and they're so perky, and what do you do? It's not the way you just explained it. That's not how it happens. Like you're doing it with that wang in your face energy.
Don't bring that face wang energy into the girls' bathroom.
Exactly. It's it's love and it's a happy space in the girls' bathroom. It's not wang in your face vibes. You guys,
Let me.
just there's no
I,
aggression meant with it.
I have some rose petals in my bag. Want me to sprinkle them over you? That would be great.
It's not. It's not. Um, the way that, and it's not all. It's not all women. You get those out there that aren't. I don't know. You can say they're not girls. Um, who doesn't choose to motivate and build one another up, just like you get guys out there that's like that, and you get guys who build each other up
Mm,
as well. um
yeah.
but in general in general, um I I love it when there's another woman and you can genuinely give each other compliments and you mean it. um there's
I feel
our one
guys
very
guys are taken
yeah.
aback when I compliment them. It's like, yes, dude. Why like sick? I'm like, what?
Well,
Dude,
it
you had nice.
depends.
You've got nice eyes, man. Like it's more. What? Silver.
it, it, it
You're wolfy.
It depends though. Like, are you going in there with hey Adonis energy?
Oh my god. Just stop it. Making me blush.
Uh, um, I don't know. I think men need to be more open and in touch with their feelings in general. But I also think that that is something that's happening. Um, you find a lot more men who are in touch with their feminine energy, and that's not a bad thing at all. There is at a point that a line needs to be drawn, the same as a woman shouldn't
Yeah.
be too masculine in her energy. um,
No, I just think um it's more I've found it's more prominent where men are a lot more open minded with how they feel and how, what they're going through. And I
mhm.
think, vulnerability is something that's never before shared amongst each other. And
Yeah,
I like to see that this is something that is becoming more and more prominent, in
hmm,
society. Men's mental health is actually a massive thing because that is something that's been suppressed for a lot of
exactly.
years. I don't think a lot of
It
people
has.
realize it.
It's quite sad though that it's just so socially acceptable for a woman to break down and cry and everyone's oohing and ahhing and making sure that she's okay. But if a man does it, then it's, oh my goodness, what, why? That's not normal,
Rub
and
some
that
dirt in
shouldn't
it, boy.
be a man.
Yeah,
Um,
cowboys and cry in front of their horses.
no, I long for the day that every person, regardless of their gender, can openly say how they feel without any
And race,
judgment from anybody.
regardless,
Exactly.
as human beings,
Yeah.
regardless of gender and race, and be like, this is what I am, this is what I'm going through, and be accepted as a fellow human being.
There we go. And not be treated in a certain way simply because of the more dominant hormones that your body is producing. It's But we're getting there. We're making a lot of progress. If you look at how things were 20 years ago compared to the way it is now, so many
Crazy.
aspects differ. And it's good. I don't have a lot of, let's say, male role models in my life. One person I did look up to, in the absolute world to me, is my brother. He's my rock. And he is someone that's very open and honest with the way he feels about things. And continuously talks about how important mental health is, and if you're not doing well, how important it is to speak up and to get the help that you need. And if you're not doing well, it's not a sign of weakness, it's actually a sign of strength that you're able to reach out and talk about it. And something I do, which I know isn't healthy, is I tend to shut down when things don't go well. So it's really been amazing in the
Shut down
last couple of
in
weeks.
what way do you shut down?
Well, I refer to it as my mental health days, but when I'm not feeling good, then I lack motivation to do absolutely anything. I would usually take the day off of work. I would just stay in bed and essentially wallow in my own pity there for the day. It's good and it's bad because I get to really self reflect and look at myself, what I can improve and what I can differ, what has led me to feeling the way that I do at that time. Um, am I just taking whatever situation it was a bit too seriously? Did I do something wrong? Do I need to better myself as a person? And then usually the very last thought is, has someone done something to me? I'm usually first thinking about what did I do wrong. But yeah, I then don't want to speak to anybody. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to get out of bed or do anything. I just shut myself off from the world until I feel better and strong enough again to carry on with what needs to be done.
It's weird because I do the same thing, and now that you
Mm-hmm.
mention it, it's actually quite interesting because I also immediately think like, okay, well, I am the variable in my universe, right? I am
Yeah,
the person who's make choices and say things and do things. So it's actually so dangerous because if you immediately think I am the problem, why? You know, can I not can I not analyze a situation objectively? Should we always reflect to ourselves like we need to be fixed, we need to improve, we need to be better versus, you know what? Maybe I was in a situation where I couldn't be myself. We don't
yeah,
think about that first. We don't think about
mm,
maybe the circumstances I was placed in forced me to retaliate it a certain way. But now you think,
yeah,
oh, I overreacted, I was angry, but maybe you were in your right to be angry and you were just expressing yourself to what you were exposed to. And we never think about it. It's just immediately, okay, I need to be better. Tomorrow I will stop doing this. And like you
yeah,
mentioned, those mental health days are important to reflect and ask these questions and work on it and see, not work on it and be like, okay, I need to fix myself, or work on it by getting to know who you are, why you react to certain things, how you react to it, and what you do after that.
Yeah,
makes a big difference.
absolutely. It's you can't always control what happens to you, but you are ultimately in control of your reaction to it. And that's where one needs to always be very cautious because
Because
it's
you're
quick to
overthinking your reactions.
I overthink everything. Uh,
My red
except
flag.
for my yogurt. It's um uh, one thing that I wish I would be able to achieve someday is not being so critical of myself. I find myself always looking at like I could look at you going through a situation and I would immediately see how you were not wrong and how your actions are justified and how you're doing the absolute best that you can. But if I go through that exact same thing, I will judge myself like no tomorrow.
Yeah.
My brain absolutely hates this meat sack. It's like you horrible
Yeah.
meat sack. You, what is wrong with you? I made you do this, but how dare you?
And you think to yourself, you know what, fucking brain, you've got all of the dopamine and serotonin you have to make me happy. What do? Overthink this thing. Fuck you.
Uh, I, I, I don't know. Do you go on a warpath with your brain? Or do you try and make peace with your brain? Do you try and negotiate for a little bit of that dopamine?
You know what? I may seem like I'm someone who has his shit together and works in perfect harmony with my brain, but I have a love hate relationship with my brain, and
Mm-hmm.
we're in a constant battle. Like I'm in a constant battle between, dude, I love you, you're okay, you're the best, versus next day I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Why am I like this?
Yes, idiot. I'm like, moenie so met yourself praat nie. Don't talk to yourself
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I'm thinking to
Yeah.
myself, no, I got myself into this shit. And then for 2 hours
Oh.
later, like, have I literally just been arguing with myself this whole time?
Uh, your arguments only last 2 hours?
No, it's the realization after 2 hours. And then I feel bad because I was reflecting on the realization that I've been arguing with myself for 2 hours. And then I overthink that. And then I
Hmm.
get to the borderline existential crisis level of my arguments.
I see.
I
I
unlock a new
see.
level.
And do you ever reach a point where you kind of almost like apologize to yourself for the things that you have said to yourself?
All the time because when they say in a marriage you can't go to bed angry.
Mm-hmm.
I try to do that. I try to go to bed being thankful and
Mm-hmm.
accepting myself who I am. I try, but some days you win them, some days you lose them.
That's true. That's true. But I think as long as you keep trying and you keep trying to improve, on the smallest of things, even if it is just don't say mean things to yourself, then that shows continuous growth, and that in its own is something that you should be proud of.
I think that conflict comes from you. I don't know about you, but I feel, dude, I like you. I like you so much, dude, and I am gonna be hard on yourself because I care. And
Mm-hmm.
that's in you. But you also realize after a while, okay, that might be the intent, but what you verbally and say about yourself and think has got an impact on you as well. I need to
Yeah.
sometimes stop myself. It's like, okay, dude, that was mean. That was mean. Don't do
Yeah.
that. So I don't know if you ever
Um,
go through that thought.
well, The last 5 years have been a journey for me. Specifically, if we're going to narrow it down, let's say the last year and a half. Um, I've changed who I am as a person a few times and complete 180s. And I am most happy with my most recent shift, where I'm really trying to be mindful not only of others but also of myself. Um, I have been very, very strict with work myself. It's the one place I've always done well. So I would bury myself in my work, and I would do it in a manner where nothing but my work matters, not even my colleagues, you know. And then you end up with these wonderful colleagues who think you hate them
Oh my god.
because because all you are focused on is work, and you don't even spend 2 minutes to actually see the person that you're speaking to. It's just all about work and meeting those damn KPIs. um,
Yeah.
and I've really I've really started to self-reflect, and this happened after I had a bit of an incident with a colleague of mine who's actually a dear friend, where again all I was focused on was the work, and I wasn't listening to the person behind it. And it actually resulted in us not speaking to one another for a good couple of months, and we would only communicate on public platforms, and it would only be
Yeah,
work.
never
um,
a one-on-one,
no.
just how are you anymore.
Mm-mm, because the incident happened during a one-on-one, and it wasn't nothing that I said was wrong. It was purely the way I said it. And my go-to reaction since I was a kid is, well, screw you. I don't need you. And then I just cut that person out of my life like there's no tomorrow. I carry on with my life because I've still got my work. It's the only thing that's important to me. It's the only thing that's not going to leave me. So that's what I'm going to focus on. And that's exactly what I did. And then a couple of months went by, and me being the cold person I am, I never reached out once. And she reached out to me saying, "Listen, I'm really sorry about what happened, and I think we need to speak about it." And I was like, oh my goodness, I have been the most cold hearted person ever. I've not bothered to say sorry. I did say sorry, but like, to be honest, I didn't mean it. I said it just to say it because then I've said it. So can we move on? And that's not the right way to go about it. And by her still being the bigger person and reaching out to me, I felt like a piece of garbage. And I decided that I really need to change, not just this certain situation, but I need to change everything about the way I think. And yes, I'm doing well at work, but I'm not happy. I hate every minute of it. And when I took some leave, all I did for 2 weeks was lay in my bed all day, miserable. I never reached out to anybody. I never did anything. I was all by myself, and that's not healthy. That's not the way I want to live my life. So I've been focusing for the last couple of months on being more mindful, not only to the people around me but also to myself. And every time I find myself slipping back into those bad habits, I do need to check myself and be a little strict, but at the same time trying not to be nasty to myself, because I know I've gone through some things and I have come out as a better person at the end. It could have been my excuse to be an absolute horrible person, but I am making the conscious decision to rather better myself. Um, but a part of that is also not being so hard on myself.
Because I think we're so quick to think, oh, I am interacting with the world and I need to watch how I interact with the world because it can impact people.
Hmm.
But I think with the main focus should be is whatever I do is a reflection on self. Wherever I am
Yeah,
mentally and physically is going to be an immediate reflection of how I interact anyway. So
yeah,
it's not about suppressing how you feel just so you're able to react. You need to focus on, okay, where is this all coming from? Because
Mm-hmm.
whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm vibing with the world right now, that's an immediate reflection. So let's start there. Let's try
Yeah.
to like ourselves again and see, hey, Mignon, what's wrong? Why
Yeah.
am I lashing out like this? What is happening here? And work on that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Not immediately going into victim mentality, not immediately going into self hate mentality, but, assessing the situation for what it is and making those incremental changes because it really has a huge effect at the end of the day.
So, Mignon, I'm at the point
Yes.
of this podcast where I generally ask my guests if there's absolutely anything that they would like to share with the world, what would it be?
Ooh, putting me on the spot like that. Why do I feel so
I
much pressure all of a
know, I
sudden?
know. This is the heavy questions.
It is. Could you repeat the question?
Mignon Scannell. So
Scannell.
before I ask this question,
Mm.
I, before I ask this question, I know this might be
Yes.
late in the podcast. I just would like to introduce you guys to Mignon. We are co-workers. We basically worked together for almost. How long have you been with the company?
It's about a year. Next month it'll be a
So we've been
year.
work. So we've been working together for a year, and we, as you guys know, our interactions was limited in the beginning, and we became good friends.
Mhm.
And I decided
Yes.
that she would come and talk to us here on the Carlisle Club. So actually, welcome. I just wanted to, before I ask you the question, welcome you to the Carlisle Club podcast.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it, Kyle. It's quite an honor. So thank you for having me.
It's Thank you for being here. It's been a wonderful journey. And
Hmm.
to get back to the question, Mignon,
Oh, serious?
Leslie, Alberta, Francesca, Scannell, if you could share anything with anyone on this planet,
Mhm.
what would it be?
If I were to share something in the current mindset that I'm in, I would say to not be so hard on yourself, to give yourself the same kind of understanding that you extend to others.
I like that.
Hmm. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah.
short and sweet.
Thank Well, thank you. That's something that I need to be more attentive to, and I'm pretty sure that information can impact anyone out there. I think one of the biggest things that a lot of us do, I think everybody does it. We're all bullying ourselves. We're bullying our minds, or we're bullying our meat sacks because of how we feel. I think if we're
Yeah,
just a little bit kinder with how we feel and where we are in life and our progress and our path, that little can go a very long way.
absolutely.
Minion, thank you for being on my podcast today.
Thank you for
What a big
having
honor.
me. Oh,
Yeah, and I look forward to the rest. And I just want to say you should stay happy and be inspired.
oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Carla. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for having me.